seconds away from CMD's ice block. Can they push for it? Ironbark, when he gets caught on a polymorph, the Ironbark may not matter. 10 seconds away, 8 seconds away for it. Can they gun down for the kill? Cauterize about to trigger. 4 seconds away, 3 seconds away, 2 seconds, 1 second.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god! My heart is still racing from that ice block. To be careful, they need to keep the heals going for just a little bit longer. Looney has his trinket available, but that means blind is also available. I'd love to save just trinkets. He needs to keep his DK in the fight. DR blind. Waz is pushing for the kill. Does he have enough banish? Garode, do they have the polymorph? It doesn't look like it just yet. Even the Vivify is coming in, but it will not be enough. Method Black go through to the grand final.
A bit unfortunate there for CMD having to overlap the Cauterize with the ice block, so no longer has that cheat death effect, and that could be horrifying. Dilly once again getting mind controlled. Oxygen though into a stun. CMD's in a lot of trouble. He's by himself. Oxygen caught into a full freezing trap, and that has to be the game. There is no way CMD lives. And Turtle with a very, very aggressive push for the last 30-40 seconds of that game.
Oxygen just spamming mind control. Cyfoxy being pulled away. Dilly jumps over to interrupt the mind control and get his Feral back into the fight. He fakes out the premonition. He snipes out the freezing trap. They're pushing towards CMD, but Dilly gets intercepted by Aiden. It's all Cyfoxy. Can Cyfoxy force the Cauterize? He can. This is a ferocious Feral Druid you don't want to mess with. Now bashing the healer, pushing for the block, and he's not going to block. Cyfoxy hard carrying there at the end of the game. Dilly was doing his best to make his way to the target, which is awesome to see. Gex gets sapped up. This is a great start for Unitas. They've not been able to get a sap in any of their games. They might just instantly win because of it. 3 stun locks onto Dilly. Lingering Psychic Shell at very low health. They've cut through it. They might get the turtle. They might just kill him in a Dragon's Breath. Vitality Conduit stabilizes him. He drops the freezing trap, now looking to push onto CMD. CMD wraps up to the top side of the balcony, healing himself back up with a well-timed temporal. Beautiful play by CMD. Now he's counter-aggressing Dilly, keeping him on the back foot. Any crowd control into Gex, it could be the end of the game. Aiden's trying to fake out the Prem on the blind. He doesn't want to get premonitioned on that very important crowd control. He's playing right next to Gex, but rooted off his target. CMD's just soloing Dilly. Full blind has been secured. Dilly is locked down in a stun. Is he going to be able to hold on to the turtle here? So low on health. They bomb him at 5%. He jumps out of the smoke bomb with disengage. Gex gets caught in a full polymorph. Aspect of the turtle is falling any second. Dilly, what are you going to do? You got nothing left. He just jumps to the mage, desperately holding on, but it's not enough. And Unitas strike back on match point to keep themselves in the tournament. Unitas, they make a swap over to Aiden. Yeah, I believe he is running the Gushing Wound, so he's not going to be nearly as tanky, but Dilly falls behind. Gex gets interrupted. Oxygen's moving in. He's looking for a Psychic Scream, but he gets intercepted by Dilly. He's snared up by the Tar Trap. They need to keep Oxygen away from Gex. Gex repositions, but now fully blinded. Everybody in crowd control. Insane pressure coming out from Unitas, and they're taking us to a Game 5. I think Oxygen is a little bit shook this game. He's spending way more mana than he has the entire series, but it won't matter if they can just burst down Dilly here and now. He's got the Lingering Psychic Shell. That's going to be enough to keep pushing onto the mage CMD. This could be the Cauterize and potentially the Ice Block if they're not careful. Oxygen life grips him to try and eat the freezing trap. They knock him away with the root. Beautiful combination of crowd control. Master Spell on the block. Cauterize going to trigger on match point. Mind control secured by Gex for the game-winning crowd control. Turtle pull it off on game number 5.
We'll have to see. There's a full polymorph on Upsurge. Interrupt on WizK. Nicely done. Peekaboo's in a stun. He's got the Trinket. He's got the Cloak of Shadows. He's going to have to use them. He trades out everything to stay alive. Void Shift as well. Huge overlap here by the Golden Guardians. And now WizK is the one that ultimately falls. There's no dispersion available.
A lot of extra haste from this. Now charging in on his Divine Steed. He walks right into a Psychic Scream from WizK. WizK breaks out of crowd control to secure that. Peekaboo moving in as if he wanted to try and sap it. Maybe he's just switched to Brain a little bit. We see Ceralium pulling back to the pillar. Peekaboo pushing forward. Is he going to keep going after Ceralium? If Drake rolls over here with a leg sweep. Actually, no leg sweep. Peekaboo has free reign to go where he pleases. Upsurge looking for a cheeky Hex. Finds that on Drake while the mage is stunned up, but now in a paralyzed Hammer of Justice. Polymer follow-up. This is the scary moment whenever Peekaboo is in a Hammer of Justice. He can just get deleted. Okay. Goodbye.
Mind control now coming in from WizK, delaying the go just a little bit. Ceralium gets topped off in this kidney shot. Get kidney shot, and with no crowd control on Brain, his health actually went up, so very unfortunate. Ceralium looking for a Dragon's Breath Sheep, manages to find it, but a beautiful Master Spell from WizK. I think he actually managed to get the Hammer of Justice off of Peekaboo. Peekaboo trying to run, though, and he gets absolutely obliterated once again. I mean, Drake and Cerulean just have such big one-shot potential.
This is definitely a kill Sea-Doo on that Mistweaver Monk composition. I'm curious to see if it works out.
Yeah, me too. I think Magnus has just had enough of Chains of Ice. So being the Fury Warrior, being able to free himself of the shackles of Mez in the match definitely is very nice. And Sea-Doo, he's actually getting bursted down, completely destroyed. I did not expect that, but Rudimentary, Magnus with the Fury Warrior, that was a beautiful setup.
Or at least a lot more so than in game number 1, as we see Zac imprisoned, unable to heal. A swap back over onto Magnus, really hammering down on the Fury Warrior. Double blinding sheet into the Fell Eruption. Sam gets stunned in return to try and stall damage once again. Zac rolling out into midfield, gets interrupted on his heel, but he pre-Vitality Conduit. He anticipates it, but his entire team is rotting down. Zac portals back out of line of sight. Sea-Doo moves in to try and bully him a bit with the wind shear. He gets paralyzed to stop the wind shear. The entire team is absolutely being devastated, but Sam out of nowhere gets KO'd. I don't think Sea-Doo was seeing that coming. I don't think Method Orange saw Fury Warrior coming. I don't think anybody saw Fury Warrior coming. Sam just got owned. Sweep. Sea-Doo gets charged over by Magnus. Sea-Doo drops the Ring of Peace to avoid Magnus reconnecting. Valito is marching forward, but things from beyond are still spawning on him. How much corruption is he wearing? Maybe it doesn't matter. Are they just going to kill Mez? Stormbolt over onto Sea-Doo. Zac trying to recover. 0 mana remains for him. Sea-Doo still has a tiny bit left. We're not even a minute towards dampening. Zac is struggling to even pick himself back up over here on the side with nobody attacking him. And now Sam is hitting him. Valito gets stunned up by Mez. Another mana rift has been secured. Zac is totally tapped. Big motorcycle connects. Vroom vroom from Sam as he pushes for the kill. Zac desperately holding on to dear life at 5% remaining health with 2 seconds away, but gets interrupted and sniped out by Sam. Method Orange with the double kill on match point, keep themselves in the series. Can survive the onslaught.
I mean, that really is the question. Sea-Doo gets gripped back. He's in midfield. He ports away. Beautiful Transcendence. Sea-Doo tops off. Zac still in so much trouble. He doesn't have the same luxury. It is really difficult for him to get away from Sam. Zac gets imprisoned. He's going to eat another mana rift. His mana is not looking good. Already down to around 25%, but his health is even lower, and he gets absolutely deleted. Nicely done there by Method Orange.
All right, let's see if they can get a kill here. Zac is interrupted. Valito is grapple weaponed. He can't heal up with Death Strike. Magnus is also low. Zac needs to pick up basically the whole team here. He's going to trade Gladiator's Medallion to escape crowd control and try and stabilize with the damage right now is quite insane. Zac is crowd controlled. They Stormbolt Sam. They sharpen Blade him. They're trying to stall the mana rift. They stall it and they burst Sam down at the same time. He has to blur. He vengeful retreats away, but then charges right back into the fight as Sea-Doo picks him up, going after Zac. Zac tries to roll away. He gets stunned on his roll by Sam. Sam has been hard carrying these last 3 games. He's looking to close out the series. Magnus stops him in his tracks with a triple intimidating shout, buying Zac some time to get this life cocoon up and rolling, but Method Orange are ruthless at the moment, just gunning for Zac.
Yeah, but Sam's going to have to be very careful. I mean, the burst damage on him is really scary. The problem is now is Zac is just getting caught in a situation where he cannot escape from the mana rifts. The mana rifts are adding up. Sea-Doo, though, he's been burning through so much mana. He's actually behind. If Zac can recover, if Magnus and Zac can recover here, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. It's looking like Magnus is in so much trouble, and he gets annihilated. Absolutely destroyed. Thugonomics still in the midfield, gets interrupted, looking for a Chaos Bolt. Wealthy Man finally has Cauterized, so we can always rely on that cheap death effect. Thugonomics almost getting soloed, has to retreat behind the pillar. Gorecki trying to top him off, but we're at 51% dampening. Gorecki almost has no mana. Cubsy almost has no mana. Sparks are flying, anyone could fall. And now, once again, Thugonomics' pet falls. That big Reaping Flame, this could just be it. It is going to be Combustion, and Thugonomics just dies out of nowhere. There's just nothing left.
Use that Touch of Karma on it and try to get aggressive. Wealthy Man looking for polymorphs on that. Chanimal now taking big damage. Going to use his Gladiator's Medallion. Full counterspell security on Cubsy. Chanimal could just go down here. Get stunned up. Do they have the damage? No life cocoon available. Chanimal using that Healthstone. Ducking behind the pillar. Full fear security onto Cubsy. Wealthy Man trying to turn the tide around onto Thug. Gets a big hit there. But it should be fine for now. On Cloud 9. Cubsy has a lot of work to do, but I think they should be able to stabilize.
Chun-Li is trying to finish this game. It could be a triple kill if Thugonomics is able to get back online. Gorecki is rolling up, looking for a stun. Cubsy gets spell locked. Perfect timing by Thugonomics, and this aggressive playstyle on Dalaran Sewers is looking like it's going to net them a point. How is Cubsy going to recover at 53% dampening? They're desperate. They're polymorphing the Windwalker. They're trying to get a kill on Thugonomics, even with basically nothing left. Cubsy pulls his teammates back from the brink. Now he needs to pick himself back up. He rolls in aggressively and says, okay, okay, we're going to have to get a kill because I don't have mana to do this. Stun onto 2 targets. Thugonomics trades out. Netherward on any resolve. Ultiman, Ring of Peace hits, but he actually is able to blink out before being knocked out of line of sight. Mana has now been tapped almost completely on both sides despite the drinks. Chanimal has Dark Soul up. They need to be careful. Are they just going to run away from him? Chun-Li is polymorphed. He can't move. Thugonomics is going on top of Cubsy during Dark Soul. Scary Chaos Bolt connects. Thugonomics wraps around the boxes. Greki picks him up with the Vitality Conduit, but now into a Paralyze. Ring of Frost is going to lock them behind the pillar. Double Infernal. Huge pressure from Cloud9. And Cubsy keeps his team together to get the kill onto Thugonomics. Chun-Li is still trying to push for a kill on Chanimal, but I think that it is unlikely. Touch of Death. If this Touch of Death doesn't kill, there's no way. He's trying to push for it. Life Cocoon's up. Just press it. He presses it. Touch of Death not going to kill through that.
I really don't know at this point. I don't think Gareki can heal through this. Wealthy Man still has Cauterize. He still has Ice Block. Gareki struggling. 65% dampening. Smexon's health is not going up. He's caught into a full stun. Any damage. The Life Cocoon is looking like a Power Word Shield at this point in the game. Thugonomics gets interrupted once again, and if they just focus all interrupts, Counterspell, Spelllock on Thugonomics, they deny his damage. Although Thugonomics is getting some Chaos Balls, this could be Cauterize. Wealthy Man, he holds on. It's the Life Cocoon coming in from Cubsy. A nice Temporal Shield as well. Smexon continuing to push forward. Can't die by the sword, though. Unfortunately, he gets disarmed. Nicely done there by Cubsy. Wealthy Man's health is not going up. Cloud9 completely no mana left. Gareki almost no mana left as well. Anyone could fall at any moment here, Zico.
Yeah, big place there by Smexon, reflecting one of those greater Pyroblasts back onto Wealthy Man, almost taking him out. Now turning his attention to Chanimal. Chanimal has nothing. Full Dragon's Breath onto Goreki. Smexon could go down. Chanimal as well. It's a race to the finish. Who's going to go down first? Cubsy channeling out the heals. He gets paralyzed. Chanimal is going to go down. Can Wealthy Man find the cross? He's got the combustion up. He gets feared. Beautiful Life Cocoon there is going to keep Smexon in the fight. Cubsy gets spell-locked. Wealthy Man has his Ice Block, but I don't think it matters. So he's just going to leave.
Number 3, they might be able to pull us to a Game 5, potentially a reverse sweep. I mean, if they can win on Tolvaron, they can definitely win on Ashamane's. Smexon's substitute, putting a point on the board and potentially going to carry the series here. Look at this damage on Wealthy Man, but equally so on Thugonomics. He has to trade on any resolve. He might just die through it. Triple stun here. Counterspell on Gareki could be game-winning by Wealthy Man. Chaos Bolts are flying in, and Thugonomics cannot stay afloat. This is going to be match point for Cloud9. It's do or die, but he gets bopped out of it. There's no way to dispel a Blessing of Protection. That's just a guaranteed immunity. They Ring of Peace the drink. Magnus gets stunned up. Zac trinkets. He dispels. He clutches out a big heal. They're rushing down the Paladin. They're trying to make something happen. They stun the Divine Favor heal. They sharpen, blade it. They do whatever they can to take down the Paladin. Can they even force the Divine Shield? It doesn't look like it. They're fighting to their last breath, but it is not enough. KAWHI gonna take game 1.
With this Touch of Karma rolling up in around 2 seconds, he's gonna be confident to use it. He's forced to trade it immediately, and now at 33% dampening, I mean, really anything could happen. Drake's vulnerable, Mageddon's vulnerable, Belito, he's getting lower. You have the Vitality Conduit rolling. Of course, he has the Anti-Magic Shell as well. Mageddon with the Darkness. There's a lot of defense available for Rudimentary, but both teams are running out of time quickly.
Oh, Brain almost on his last leg here with mana. Double stun out here from Mageddon, but Belito in trouble. That anti-magic shield is anti-magic nothing. They cut through it at 36% dampening like butter and move to match point. I can't believe Zac has healed through 2 targets wearing above 40 corruption for 7.5 minutes. Mistweaver Monk and stacking corruption might be a strategy that we see teams adopt if this ends up working out for them overall, but so far they still haven't got the Cauterize or the Ice Block. Divine Shield is coming up in 10 seconds. It's looking decent for KAWHI here, and as dampening gets higher, that Demon Hunter and Death Knight's self-sufficiency starts to drop. I mean, both targets could die at any moment. Anti-Magic Shield at sub 50% health. Tournament lives on the line. Will N'Zoth be able to carry here? Zac stunned up. He trinkets out of it. Mageddon tries to duck over, but he gets obliterated by Ceralium, and not even the power of N'Zoth will overcome.
I mean, he's running, he's hiding. There's just not too much left for his team. Gex is completely tapped out on mana. Hammer of Justice is secured. Gex, every man for himself, trying to escape, trying to stay alive just a little bit longer, but there's just no mana. He just can't top people off. He gets locked down on Penance. Nicely done there by Thugonomics, realizing Gex, he basically has no other answer besides just casting that Penance. He gets interrupted, and now there's no mana for Shadowman. Foxy gets taken down. And Space Station Gaming, I mean, if we thought that Destro Windwalker Mystery Brew is bad. The Holy Paladin version looks even more of a nightmare here for Turtle.
Kill the Windwalker. So far, I don't see any changes, so I mean, it's gonna be maximum value. I guess Cyfoxy's running a little bit of versatility. He's not all in like Dilly is at this point. Still running a Diamond Ice trap, so Imp is not going to be an option. I really think they should try and kill the Paladin, but right now they're Diamond Icing the Paladin. They're trying to kill the Windwalker. They have decent damage, but Diamond Ice makes your freezing trap half the duration, and with only half the duration, I don't think you're killing. And that Ring of Peace on the barrier knocks them out of its defense. It could just be the end of the. Okay, it's going to be the end of the game. Finish the sentence before it's going to be the end of the game. Okay, now do you believe me? He runs for his life here. Tournament lives on the line, facing the barrel of Thugonomics' Chaos Bolts. And they're just turtling it out for a little bit, trying to stay in it. But what can they get done, Ben?
I mean, it's just so difficult. Early on, I mean, Thugonomics, he's already traded out his Trinket, Dark Soul, and Infernals. Now they can have a chance to breathe, a moment to breathe. The strategy from Turtle is good. You get Thugonomics to use his offensive cooldowns, you run, you hide, you wait for it, and now you can continue to play aggressive. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to take down Gorecki. If Thugonomics is just free casting, I just think this is such a rough matchup. Ooh, this could be big damage on Cyfox. He's in a bit of trouble. Does manage to escape relatively unscathed thanks to Gex and that pain suppression that keeps him alive. This is just such a dangerous game, but I mean, what do you do? Dilly, Cyfox, and Gex, they have to take risks. I really feel for them here, as it seems to be a completely unwinnable matchup. I mean, sure, Dilly and Cyfoxy and Gex, I think they could have probably lined at the pillar and tried to extend the game, but I just don't think there was any way they win this series, so. Yeah, absolutely. Cerulean doing a good job. Ring of Frost on the Storm, Earth, and Fire of Chun-Li. Thugonomics, though, he had to use a lot in the last go. I mean, he used the Unending Resolve. They got the Life Cocoon. They almost completely shred through it. If Cerulean can reset his combustion, the next Spike go is going to be absolutely horrifying. And I feel like KAWHI, this is actually a winning strategy for them. I mean, Thugonomics is in a lot of trouble. He's taking so much damage. Gorecki, where are the heals? And Thugonomics ultimately does fall in game number 1. It seems like Gorecki wasn't able to get heals for quite some time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it is still a very scary situation. So I think Chun-Li did a really good job on that setup, but this is huge damage on Cerulean. He barely blinks away. Drastigeth almost taking him down, and you can see that temporal shield from 20 to full. That's how much damage he took in those 4 seconds. The one-shot potential is enough to crash a space station. There's so much damage coming in from Smexon and Chun-Li. This is actually really nice. They get the setup here onto Gorecki. They get the Ring of Frost. They get to set up the Touch of Death perfectly off of this very scary situation. This could just be the game. So much damage, and they crush him. KAWHI with a huge setup there, a huge kill.
Always in the line of sight to get that off. Drake taking a little bit of damage as Smexon and Chun-Li are basically just hitting anyone they can. They realize KAWHI, they're on the back foot right now, but Brain with his Avenging Wrath should be able to empower his heals enough to top everyone off pre-dampening. Drake getting low, he's kiting away. Ring of Peace actually used to survive. And I like that Smexon and Chun-Li are kind of mixing it up and going after multiple targets. Drake, of course, with no Touch of Karna, is going to be very vulnerable here in this matchup. But the problem is, if you leave Cerulean alone for too long, he's really going to be able to punish you.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is still a very, very scary time for Space Station Gaming. They look like they're taking the lead in the game. The sacrifice wasn't used.
Who's going to come out with this game?
I wish I knew the answer to that, but I'm willing to bet I will in the next few minutes. Full blinding light now over onto Gorecki. Both the DPS actually overlap their trinkets on Space Station Gaming on that last leg sweep, so high value from Drake as they look to put the final nail in the coffin for Space Station Gaming. Are they going to be able to find it? Smexon is so low on health. Tournament Lifeline is potentially extinguishing here. The sacrifice comes through. It is going to keep them alive, and KAWHI have completed the upset. So many. I mean, I'm not really sure who they should be going after as we see huge damage coming in, forcing the ice block, but I think Sidu just kind of has to go across the map. Even at these scary situations, he has to go and get the Kragentron Cubsy, because if they don't have Kragentron Cubsy, he has more mana. He's simply going to easily heal through this, and they need to find it. So now he's actually going for it. This is the play we wanted to see from Sidu. Is it going to be enough to get the kill? Wealthy Man is in trouble, but so is Sidu. Fortifying Blue comes through. Sam I Am's low, Sidu's low, but they did go for the aggressive. aggressive play, and it seems to be working out. They burst right through the life cocoon. If they're able to turn this around, it would be an absolute miracle. 65% healing reduction, and that's a full counterspell over onto KAWHI. They're really going all in for this play. Are they going to be able to find it? It looks like Vitali Conduit and a Chaos Bolt straight to the face, and Chanimal will be able to take the kill. But it seems like Chanimal is someone that I could see dying, but maybe not until a little bit more dampening, which makes me wonder if Trill and Mez, maybe they can afford to play a little bit more passively, you know, like there's no Mortal Coil, which is one of the big punishes if you go behind the pillar. But he doesn't go behind the pillar. This game, they have so much pressure. It's looking much better for them. I just think they need to be careful still. Hit Wealthy Man, make sure that not too many G-Pies go off, because if one of those two swaps happened at 30% dampening, that would be game in favor of Method Orange.
Yeah, so the reason why Method Orange even have kill pressure right now is because of the fact that they're all staying Gushing Wood, full counterspell secured, and that is going to be a dead Chanimal. Their attempt onto KAWHI, can they net something to get the DR leg sweep? Sidu going for the Song of GG, gets sniped with a polymorph though. Wealthy Man shutting down the aggression right there, stopping the CC chain. Should allow him to recover here. Mez now taking a fat bolt to the face. Let's see, another bolt here from Chanimal. Combustion gets activated. Sidu in a polymorph. Full fear secured. Mez, how are you going to survive here? Mortal Coil comes through. And Method Orange are going to go down to the lower bracket.
Tremendous amount of mana. Finally, some damage here on a Trill with the smoke bomb. Looking to try and burst him down. Sidu rolls in, but he rolls right into a stun and right into a blinding light. Karma going to trade out here. No Blessing Protection usage from Brain to remove that, so Karma will save Trill. But finally, some pressure outside of that blind spite window. Unfortunately, their time may be limited. Roasty's grappling hooking, trying to escape, but Sidu's right on top of him. The healer is trying to kill Roasty's. Roasty's has to vanish away from Sidu. Brain is in a blinding sheet. Drake now gets swapped to. Roasty's is chilling in stealth. The opposing team can't see him at the moment. After that vanish, he's just waiting around to find a target. Who is the target going to be? They got Sidu's trinket. Blind Spite Sidu. Sounds pretty good, but they're not making it to Blind Spite Sidu. They are making it to defeat game one. Mez is pretty happy to actually take this kidney shot right now. Now Trill doesn't need to deal with it in the future. Mez is going to more than easily survive. Brain has basically no mana. He needs 10 more seconds for his Avenging Wrath. Sidu's rolling up. Ring of Peace to prevent Ceralium's retreat behind that wall. Brain still hiding out. Sidu moves forward. Paralyzed. Big Cindergosa Dragon hit. Grip into a double. This could easily be a KO. Ceralium gets chill streaked. And it's lights out. Method Orange move to match point. Now they are actually maybe swapping to Sidu. They're going to drop the anti-magic zone for the combustion. A fair trade, but is Ceralium running that all-in combustion? Nope, playing the Breath of the Dying. Looking for just consistent damage, as well as Roasty's running the Breath of the Dying. So very standard Rogue Mage Paladin build here. Will playing standard work in this new meta? Well, they better hope it does, because if they lose, they're out of the tournament.
Ceralium down to around 50% health, but Sidu in a polymorph. It just seems like even when they get the crowd control on Sidu, Trill is just always okay. He always has a nice portal down. He's got all his defensive cooldowns, and Ceralium's dead. So a lot of defensive cooldowns there by Brain available, but with a nice grip from Mez.
All right, already not a great start here. Sidu is feared. Mez is at 50% health and dropping. Spell Reflect out of the way, as well as a Life Cocoon. Polymorph now on Sidu, Fear on Sam IM. Cloud9 are executing excellently on their crowd control. They're going to swap to Sidu potentially in midfield. They got him locked down in the stun. Unfortunately, not finding any damage. Now Wealthy Man on the back foot. Method Orange looking to counter assault. KAWHI in a leg sweep into a polymorph. Wealthy Man still hovering at 70%. Sidu gets spell locked. Chanimal with a big Chaos Bolt towards him. Huge pressure! Huge snipe by Wealthy Man. Blinking around the corner and just eats Sidu up. But at the same time, they're also more likely to die because Wealthy Man is casting that spell right there, Greater Pyroblast, and that does 35% of your health. You get 3 of those, you win the game pretty much. So let's see if Wealthy Man can carry the team here while Chanimal's pinned down by Mez. Sidu getting swapped to. What is this damage from him? What is this damage from Wealthy Man? absolutely annihilating Sea-Doo now 2 games in a row.
Finds a polymorph looking for greater power blast. Mez is going to be in some trouble. There is no spell reflect. He's in a mortal coil. Big damage on Mez. Big damage on Chanimal at the same time. Either one of these teams could fall. Polymorph onto Cubsy, but the Vitality Conduit once again might keep Chanimal alive. Mez gets a life cocoon of his own. Both these Mistweavers are trading out their entire defensive arsenal to keep their teams aggressive at 66% dampening, Sid.
I think we're about to break the record of this tournament. Mez, though, gets blasted. Spell reflecting, rallying cry. Sea-Doo's in a full fear. That rallying cry is going to fall, but at the same time, Wealthy Man and Chanimals are almost dead. They're so close. They're so close. Die by the sword's about to end. Rallying cry is going to fall. Mez can easily die, but Chanimals as well. Mez is just going for it. He's out in the deep end of the pool. He needs to learn how to tread water. Greater Pyro in the sky onto Sea-Doo. Wealthy Man's looking for a snipe kill. Sea-Doo rolls away from it. He switches his attention back, but he gets counterspelled. Beautiful shutdown from Sam I Am. Just a tiny bit more damage. Who's gonna die in this game? It could absolutely be anyone. It's 70% dampening. Chanimal finally falls. Wealthy Man's in a poly. He can't get any damage out. Method Orange take a moment.
Once again, I think the last game went to 70%, but on Tolvaron Arena, it is so hard to recover. Cubsy now into a full fear as Mez looking to push forward and close out the game. Chanimal getting low, he gates away, drops his gateway, and Mez just has no mobility to get there. He's already used his heroic leap, he's already used his charge, finally reconnects onto Chanimal, but the CC's over. Cubsy should be able to top off Chanimal, and he does with the Vitality Conduit. Look at mana. Sea-Doo almost completely tapped on mana at this point of the game. Cubsy, I don't know if he was able to sit down for a drink or what, but he's still 60% mana. He's got a lot of gas left in the tank. Mez is getting lower. He's got to die by the sword. Is he going to have to trade it out? Chanimal with his Dark Soul, he has to be shut down here. If he lands any Chaos Bolts, it's going to be absolutely devastating for Mez and Sam I Am. Sea-Doo has to heal through all of this damage right now. Greater Power Blast lands on Mez. A second one potentially being cast out. Sam I Am saves the day with a counter spell, and that shuts that down, but Mez is still not out of the woods yet! And that's going to be it. I mean, Mez, that's what happens. You get caught in the open for so long on Tolvaron.
Temporal Shield absorbing some hits. Sea-Doo gets polymorphed. Sam is hiding for his life. No. Sea-Doo gets lobbed out by a Chaos Ball. I think that was a mistake by Chan, honestly. Let that polymorph sit. Let them suffer a little bit longer. But Sea-Doo's rolling up. His team's got nothing, but he's trying to make the play.
Yeah, but I feel like Sea-Doo can just do whatever he wants now because he is on that poly and fear. They are pushing forward, gets the Vitality Conduit as well right before he gets feared there. And Wealthy Man is feeling the heat, but so is Sam. No Ice Block available, no Life Cocoon for a couple more seconds. How is Sam going to survive? He finally gets some distance from Mez. Mez now swapping his attention over to Wealthy Man here. Sam looking to just get full HP in that moment, but the poly gets swapped to Sea-Doo and Mez gets erased. C9 gonna be taking the grand finals here in North America.
Everything that happened this weekend in North America, we actually started things out with a few upsets that were really impressive, and we've also already seen that some of the newer names are going to be names that we're going to have to be discussing quite a bit. One of the teams that was really standing out, Super T's in my mind, is definitely KAWHI.